Today I want to talk to you about how hospitality businesses can pivot and thrive during the present coronavirus pandemic. There is no doubt that this has been a very difficult time for the hospitality industry in the UK. For about a fortnight before we actually closed down on the 21st of March, the government had been indicating to general public that they shouldn't visit pubs, restaurants, etc. It was at that point that several hospitality businesses that I know of started to think outside the box and change round. One local restaurateur here had strived to be upmarket. I mean, he was upmarket, but I remember leaving here to drive to Leicester, and within the hour I'd got there, somebody had already posted before I left that he ought to be thinking about doing takeaways. By the time I got there to Leicester, I'd read social media again. This particular restaurant had opened a takeaway business. He'd rejigged his whole business to including menus. He had organised online payment and delivery. He's quite passionate not to use the companies that advertise on TV as they take too high a percentage. Another client, he's teamed up with local charities and other local enterprises to feed the needy, the more vulnerable in their area. He's providing expertise of cooking. He can source the ingredients and he does the cooking, while others distribute the food to the needy in his area or the vulnerable in his area. People can't get out or haven't got the income to go and buy food. And other businesses in the same area sponsor the food. Another client up in Nottinghamshire, they were doing a lot with the local community. Anyway, they ran a community cafe once a week. They have ramped this up now, and I believe this past week they delivered over 200 meals to vulnerable people and those in need around their area. Again, it's collaborative. Their team did the cooking, they package it, etc. And they teamed up with the local fire station who delivered over 200 meals. There's teething problems, there always is. Another client, they've opened a shop. They're rural, there's no shops around them, so they've used their supplier network to source the basics, doing it on a non-profit basis. They've worked with their local council to make sure that their systems are safe, they're sanitising, and they have got a window where they pre-order, they pay by PayPal or by card, because they took cards anyway. And that is again ticking them over. That they, other businesses, they have tapped into the NHS supply chain, and they have they're providing meals directly into NHS businesses, hospitals, and other departments to feed them. But the other thing you need to do is, if you're doing this, is to get onto social media and say you're doing it. Let your local community know what you're doing. Know that you're there for them, and that way, when we get out of the crisis, when we get out of lockdown, they will be there to support you. If you've been seen to support them, they will support you. Another thing that has happened is sort of as part of the pay it forward movement, hospitality businesses now have introduced gift cards where people can buy them now, giving them a bit of turnover that can be redeemed once we're out of lockdown. So there's various ways of getting that you can thrive and survive, as well as all the grants. But it's the way to be seen to be surviving and not just sitting back on your grants. And whatever you're doing, please get on your social media and just post about what you're doing. Post who you helped, the number of people you're cooperating with. You're not saying we're doing it alone, but you're making it aware that you're there as part of your local community, supporting them in a time of need, so that when we get back open, they will hopefully support you. That's it. So I hope you've liked some of the ideas I talked about of how you can pivot your business and thrive through the coronavirus outbreak.